What's going on, and welcome back to another less than 5-minute gear review. And in this video we're going to be going over the GBRS assaulter belt system. Now this guy's going to run you roughly around $255, so it is pretty expensive, but you do get the most bang for your buck when comparing this belt to all of the other belts that are on the market, even the ones that parallel it like the Ferro Concepts and the Axle. I'll do a comparison video in between the GBRS and the Axle that I have after I'm done with this one, so stick around for that. But focusing on this is the only belt system that comes with a 3-belt system. So not only do you get your inner belt and your outer belt, you also get this kind of covert, clandestine, concealed carry belt. So you have the ability to really adapt the system to the mission, the operational environment, and the position versus some of the other belts where you just have that inner belt and the outer belt. So the adaptability on this is absolutely awesome because you can really customize the whole entire setup. So with that, you have your inner belt with the hook style Velcro sewn in, and then you have your concealed carry belt with the loop style Velcro sewn into the interior of it. The one thing that I don't like about this entire system is the way the Velcro is set up and configured in conjunction with a soft, kind of pliable interior belt. I prefer my inner belt being a little bit more rigid because it feels like it just gives more control and stability in the whole entire belt system when the inner belt is rigid, and then in conjunction with that, the hook Velcro being on the inner belt. Every hook Velcro inner belt that I've ever seen guys use, and the ones that I've played around with, will tear apart your clothing faster than a lot of other things. So what you end up seeing happen is thread will get caught from your shirt inside of this hook Velcro, kind of degrading the Velcro's ability to really grab onto your either concealed carry belt or your outer belt. It doesn't matter what the belt system is, who makes it. I've seen it across all of the systems that run a hook inner belt. You'll get thread, lint, cloth, material, dirt, debris, all of that will build up into your inner belt and then just degrade the overall Velcro's ability to grab whatever it's supposed to grab onto. So that's one thing that I don't really like about it. In conjunction with it, just tears apart your t-shirts, your pants, your blouses, and all of that. So it can kind of wear on your clothing really fast and tear all of that apart, which is why I don't particularly like this configuration, because it's always on you and it's always moving around, rubbing into things. You sit up, you stand down, you're moving in and out of vehicles, in and out of helicopters, whatever you're doing, the amount of movement with an interior belt with that hook Velcro is just going to tear things up a lot faster. So not something that I'm particularly fond of. Maybe they'll change it in the future, maybe they won't, I don't know, but it is something that over time your inner belt will need to get replaced, and that's just kind of a part of having an inner belt with the hook Velcro on the interior. With that, no issues with either one of these other than, hey, it's just a little bit softer than what I like, but some people like it, some people don't. That's just my personal preference. So kind of throwing these off to the side, you have your outer belt, and this is kind of, in my opinion, the money maker with it, just because of the construction, the material selection, how well it's put together, the innovation with the degrease material. Overall, I'm really impressed with it. I do know that they've stated that they are testing this as far as climbing capability and whether or not it will or will not be able to withstand those ratings and expectations when it comes to the whole climbing aspect. I know Ferro Concepts hasn't done it yet. Maybe they will in the future, but hopefully both work out and both of them can be used for climbing. So that is one thing that's nice about this, is they are testing those ratings for that climbing application. Other than that, when it comes to the overall construction, you have rigid nylon inside the interior of the belt that just runs length to length or end to end. The degrease is on top of that, and then you have your MOLLE slots to be able to add MOLLE pouches, and then that degrease is covered with just a little bit of nylon up top to protect those edges. That way it's not cutting into your sides, and it's also protecting the belt itself. So stitching across the board looks really good. A little bit different in comparison to the Ferro Concepts. The Ferro just has stitching up at the top here, where this goes all the way through. So a little bit different process. The Ferro Concepts is a little bit more aggressive, where this is just straight up and down, and it looks like it's double stitched from what I can tell. So solid when it comes to the stitching and all of that. And then you have your buckles, or your buckle. When it comes to the buckle, it's just your large Cobra buckle with the D-ring. That's one thing that I really like that they just automatically went with, was the Cobra buckle with the D-ring, so it's always there even if you don't need it. And rather than some of the belt systems that are out there where you can and cannot pick and choose what you want, I like having that Cobra buckle with the D-ring on there, so that way if you need it, it's there, and then if you don't need it, hey, it's no big deal. But it just adds to the overall capability of the belt system, and I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, and then in conjunction with that, you do have a little bit of Velcro to hold that D-ring down. I like to add a little bit of black athletic tape to that, so that way it just helps reduce the noise. And then you have all of your adjustment on this side to shorten and lengthen the belt depending on your waist size. So with that, the interior has the loop Velcro on the interior. Again, I prefer this to be the hook Velcro, so that way you take it on, you take it off, it reduces the amount of material that it's grabbing onto. It's not tearing up your clothes, and I prefer that loop material on the inner belt just because it just makes things a little bit cleaner and easier, and increases the longevity of the equipment. So with that, I really don't have anything else. Definitely stick around for when I do the comparison of the GBRS and the Faro Concepts. Both belts are phenomenal. I think they parallel each other. The GBRS does come with your more concealed carry kind of covert belt, so that is a nice added feature. But when it comes down to it, both belt systems, especially the GBRS, is very well thought out and put together. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free, leave a comment. We'll answer any questions that you have in helping you out. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.